So today we will going to do another way around. We will move the data from the file into the program. All right, so let's begin. This was the question that we covered in last class. So let's do this quickly. So it's filing, continue, filing, but read mode. So how to read the data from the text file into the program. Okay. To read data from a text file into a program. Do you remember the name of the text file that we created in last class? That the name of the text file was myfile.txt. So let's try to open the same file from the same path and move the data from the file into the program. Okay. Just for the sake of booklet, just so we can just to make it official, let's create a question. Open a text file myfile.txt. The name of the file is myfile.txt. And display its all contents on screen such that name of student 1 colon Ali, and so on. So we have to open a file in what mode? In read mode. If you wanted to display the contents of a text file, you need to open the file in read mode. All right. And then we have to display the content of the whole text file by bringing the data from the text file into the program first. Okay. So beta, what we will going to do, we will going to open the same text file that we created last time. Okay. All right. Okay, let's consider this. Let's suppose I already have a text file like this one already placed on my desktop. I need to open the text file and then write the data of all these names on the screen. So the file already exists on the desktop. If you wanted to open a text file in read mode, what is the very first thing that you need to do? The very first command, whenever you're doing a filing program, there is one command we always do in the beginning that is like open file. Okay, so I'm going to write down the pseudocode first. Okay, then we will going to code it. So we're going to leave a couple of lines for the declaration. Maybe just in case we might need to declare some variables. Then we open file open or open file. In pseudocode, we can do both. Pseudocodes are super effective. We never know that maybe in future, some of the programming languages that you're learning today may get obsolete. Those languages may not require in the future or near future. Maybe you're learning Python, some other new programming language comes, but pseudocode will remain there forever. It is the kind of a syntax that support every programming language. This is the reason, another motivation to learn pseudocodes. This is the reason scientists, when they give their solution to problems, they give in pseudocodes. Okay. File open. What is the name of the file? by file.txt. So in pseudocode, we do not need to give the long path. We can just write down something like this by file.txt because we wanted to display the contents of the text file. So we will going to open file in what mode? If you wanted to display the contents of any text file, it's mean that you need to first read the file. So let's open it in read mode. If you're using read mode, it's mean that you will going to use a command somewhere in the program, read file. So these are the small checks. If you're opening a file in write mode, append mode, you'll definitely will going to use a command write file. If you're opening your text file in read mode, read file is the command that you will going to use. Okay, whenever you open a text file in read mode, we have that kind of a condition that's we commonly use. The programmers and even the Cambridge people as well. We keep reading the data of the text file until there is a thing that is known as end of file. End of file means that we need to read the content of the whole text file. End of file resides at the end of the data. You cannot see it, but it exists. So we want to open the text file. We want to keep reading the data. If you can see the cursor, keep reading the data and display until there is an end of file. So we're going to use this loop. This is a conditional loop. You can use repeat until, you can use while and while. Okay. So I'm using while at this moment. While we'll keep reading this text file until there is end of file. While not end of file. We'll keep reading every line from the text file till there is end of file. So while not end of file, the loop will keep running. Of which file? By file.txt. The command that we will going to use to bring the data from the text file into the program. We have read file. Read file is the command. Read file. But a read file syntax is like absolutely same. It also has two parameters. The read file command has two values. The very first one is the name of the text file. The second one is the data that you will bring into the program will going to store in this variable. So you always have to name of the file, and this thing is the variable which is responsible of, it's a container. Whatever the data, whatever the line that you will going to read, the information, the data will going to store in this variable. Okay. Now we need to critically look into how does this actually command works. This is really important. Okay, read file command will going to bring the data from the text file into the program. And after that, what we will going to do? Do we need to store into an array? We just need to display the content of the file. Okay. So what we will going to do? We will going to simply output what? But output with this way, we need to output the message like this. So name of the student, name of the student, count, data. Does this make sense? No? Okay. I'm going to explain this thing to you. This count will be the variable which will keep iterating every time you will perform the read file. Every time when the loop runs, this count variable will going to increment. Just like any other incrementing variable that we have used before, count is equal to count plus 1. So what we were going to do before the end, well, does we need to do anything else? But this is the thing. We just need to open the text file in read mode and we just have to display the contents. That's it. We just need to open the text file and then display its all contents. That's it. But the thing is that the content should be displayed like this. Okay. So let's do this count. We need this counter so we can show student 1, student 2, student 3. And do we else need to do anything? No. And while anything else that we need to get it done? No. While close. Nahil, which file we are closing? My file.txt. Okay, that's it. Do we need to declare any variable? Do we need to initialize any variable? I think we really need to do that. We need to declare the variable data. What will be the data type of variable data? String, because the kind of data we are bringing from the text file into the program is a string data. This is the file that we are having. Data is in double quotes. It's a string data. So this variable should also be declared as string. Any other variable we need to declare? What will be the data type? Definitely. Count will be declared as integer. And count will also be initialized as 0, 1, what? With 1. Because when you will going to display the name of the very first student, it should be name of the student 1 and the first data. And after that, count should increment. It becomes 2. After becoming 2, loop goes up again. Then you fetch the next line of data. Then you display name of the student 2. And whatever the name that will be in the variable data. Okay, so this is how this program will run. Let's have a quick, just exemplary run, just an example, how this program will going to run. I'm going to define it like on paper at this moment. All right, so this is really important. All of you people should do this. You must do this, try this at your home, okay? Running the pseudocode on paper line by line. So we know that once this command will run, it will going to create a single container inside RAM. Once this command will going to run, it will going to create another container with the name. Okay, so we have 2 containers, 2 variables. Once this command will run, this happens. Once this command will run, what will happen? It will going to open this text file. Now this file will be opened in front of the computer and it's ready to move the data from the text file into the program. So after that, this loop will start. It will check. No, this is important. The file is open and it will going to check. At the very first line, do you see end of file? No. While not end of file, if this condition is true, because there is no end of file, we will go inside the loop. So this is the condition. This loop will keep running until there is an end of file. After that, once this command will run, now this is really important, read file, the file that you have opened, it will read the very first line. That is K. And that K will be stored in the variable data, like this. Okay. After this, when you read this line, it will display the message name of the student 1 colon K. Count will become 2. Will go up again. Now there is one thing I forgot to tell you. Once the read file command runs, after reading the first line, it automatically moves the cursor to the next line. So count will become 2. It will again check is there is end of file. Not end of file. Okay, we'll go inside again. The read file will going to read the next line. And after reading the next line, the data, what is it on the next line? It is L. It will be stored in the variable data like this. And then we output the message, name of the student 2 on the screen, L. And of course, when the second time read file command will run, it will automatically push the cursor towards the next line. So this thing happens automatically. Now, there is one another thing which I've told you in the last class as well. Even if I do not use the loop, if I use this command read file, how many times maybe? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, a number of times. So instead of using loop, you could have used this command read file maybe 15 times. It could have automatically read the data and displayed on the screen, but that program will be really lengthy and it's like not a practical solution. If you will keep try to read the data, like there is a thing, like if you don't know how many times the data has been written in the text file, or if you don't know the amount of data in the text file, there is a chance of errors. It might be you're trying to read the data which does not exist, or might be you have missed some information from the text file. But there are the reason of telling you this is because sometimes we need to use this read file or write file command multiple times, 3 times, 4 times. I'm going to give you an example just after this question. Let's quickly code this. Let's very quickly code this so we can actually see what's happened practically. We are so excited to make this file actually works. Then I just wanted to throw some questions over you people. All right. So the very first thing, declare means dim data as string, then declare count, make C capital, good programming techniques, as integer, count equals to 1, file open. We need to, give the initials to text file in VB, 1 comma, and my file.txt. Open mode is for read. What do we call it? What is the other word that we call for the read? It's input. Read mean input, write mean output. Okay. So file open in vb.net. We also have to give initials to our text file. My file.txt is also referred as 1. Okay. And then the open mode is read. Read means input. Okay. So after that, we need to start loop. I think we do not need this. While not end of file of file number 1. File number 1 means my file.txt. We use the command input instead of read file. In vb.net, we have the command input. So input from file number 1 means my file.txt, the variable is data, and simply we display the data like this. Console.writeLine means output. Name of the student. Instead of comma, we use and count, and equals to colon and then data. Looks good? Okay. After this, we need to do count is equal to count plus 1. And after the end while, that's it. I think this is it. Just file close. 1 means my file.txt. Now let's see if this program works. Will this program going to work? I think this program will going to work, but we are missing one thing. That is the path. Okay, we're having an error. What kind of error is here? What kind of sorcery? Just give me a second. And count. And okay, I think we are okay. This is good. I think we need to give the path because we are running this in a computer. You all people have to do the same thing. यार यहाँ पे path देना पड़ेगा ना इस जगह. ये text file हम उठा कहाँ से रहा है? Somewhere from where we are picking up this file, we need to give it a path. So let's go to our file browser, and on the desktop, the name of the file is myfile.txt. Let's click here. Copy the path, come back to the program, Control V, and then backslash. So open the file from this path. The name of the file is myfile.txt, and open file in mode read. Input means read, and then rest of the code is same. Let's try to run the program and see if it produces the results. Let's try to do that. Okay, start. It will take some time. Name of the student 1 is K. Name of the student 2 is L. Name of student 3 is M. Name of student 4 is N, and so on. Is it working? Okay. So you can also run this code one line at a time. I will not going to demonstrate the whole code because now you people are getting good. This will going to open the text file. This loop will start. It will going to input the very first line from the program. You can hover your mouse and check. The very first data that we fetch from my file is K. Now, name of the student 1, data is K. So this will be printed, and you can actually go and check. Name of the student 1 is K. Then count plus 1 become 2. You go up, you check again. Then next data will be read from the file, and it will be displayed. And this thing will continue till end of file. So this is how you open your text file in read mode. Now, people, we have done the read mode, we have done the write mode. If we have done the write mode, it's mean that we have done with the append mode as well. So now the trick is, I just wanted to throw some, questions over to you people now. I'm going to create a situation. Why not we do some sort of a question from the past papers? I think we are not ready yet. Let's do a couple of tricks in filing. What if, I'm closing this file. What if you have another text file? Let me delete this. Let me create a new text file. And let's name it Bridget Futsal. So we have some of the registrations going on for the team Bridget. Okay, so we have this file. I'm just intentionally storing some data, but in a different way. Okay, Ubaid and Nahil, I'm going to give you a bit of a challenging question here. So the data stored is like this. The name of player, his position, okay, and then his shirt number. His shirt number is in text in integer form. Okay. This is the data in the text file is stored now in a form of chunks in a bunch of 3. This is the name of the first player, his position, and then his shirt number. So now we're going to have a name of another person. Ubaid Raza. Can we call you just Raza? Is it fine? Okay, that's cool. And he is defender. And his shirt number is, what was your shirt number? 3, okay. Then we have another player, a very awesome player, Usman. His shirt number was 7? 10. 7. No, we need to set his position first. Mid, and his shirt number is 7. Then we have Ubad, forward. Let's call him right forward. And his shirt number is 4, 5. Last player. फुटबॉल में कितने प्लेयर होते हैं यार? 5 होते हैं ना? 1, 2, 3, 4 and Z. Right forward, very attacking formation, one defender, one goalkeeper, one midfielder, one defender, two forward and one goalkeeper. So the whole responsibility is on Ubad and Raza and Nahil. His shirt number was 10. He was telling me. Okay, now look, that's it. The data is stored. I'm saving the file. I'm just saving this text file right now here. That's it. Okay, this file is on the desktop. This is the file that you need to open in read mode, and you have to display the information like this. I'm giving you this task. And how you will going to do that? Let me create a question. Okay, people, listen. So we have a text file. Let's call it a challenge queue. Display the contents of existing text file Bridget, this is Bridget or Bridge IT, underscore futsal dot txt. Let's not forget txt because it's a text file. And display its contents. Oh, we have just written display. Display the contents of the existing text file Bridget underscore futsal.txt in as per under. Okay, Osman. I just want to display the contents of this Bridget underscore futsal.txt in this way. Player name. Raza. Position. Raza, what was your position? Defender. What was your shirt number? 03. Okay, listen. So this is how you need to display the contents of the text file. And in question, they have also given you this hint. All right. So this is your text file, and you need to open the text file in read mode and display its content. Okay, people? So display the contents of the text file Bridget futsal.txt as per under. So we need to open, let's leave some spaces for declaration and initialization. I'm going to leave some lines for the declaration. File open. Name of the text file, Bridget underscore futsal.txt. Open mode is read while not. Okay, let's intentionally use repeat. Let's intentionally use repeat. Repeat. Read the data from the text file. From Bridget Futsal. I chose a lengthy name for the text file. I have to write down again and again. Okay. Comma. The very first read file will going to bring what data? What is the very first thing that you come across? Now, guys, this is tricky. Look, because if you open the text file and when you perform the read file for the very first time, the data that you are going to get is the name of the person, the name of the player. So let's call your variable as name as well. Okay. Read file again. But why I'm using read file 3 times? Name of the text file is same, comma. If you perform read file again, what is the second data in? It's the position. So let's call your variable as position. Read file again from the same text file, comma, name of the variable. Declaration. Declare. Which two variables that you need to declare as string? That's great. What will be the data type of variable? Shirt and no. Okay, do we need count? I think we do not need count here. So until what will be the condition? Sharp until EOF. File का नाम. Last but not the least, file close. That's it. This is it. So this is how we will going to use read file 3 times in one loop because we wanted to pick the data in a chunk. Read file, Nahil. Read file, goalkeeper. Read file 1. Okay. Hey, people, listen. I think I've missed something out. Output. How we wanted to print it? Player name. Comma. Name. Output. Output. Now your program is complete. Okay. So now we are done with the program. Let's try to code it quickly as well. Let's tweak it a little bit. Instead of myfile.txt, this will be Bridget underscore futsal input mode. Here I'm changing the loop as well. Instead of repeat until, let's use do loop until EOF 1 input. Now we need more variables. Let's call it name and position. Instead of count, shirt number. Output भी मिल गया. Zabardast yaar. Great job, guys. Well done. So input name the benefit of using programming languages is console dot write line and name. Let's close it here. My bad. Let's do it this way. Okay, done. Here, what is the benefit of using a programming language? Is this because I can simply alter Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V, Control V. Instead of name, I'm going to write down what? I'm going to write down position. Instead of name, position, and it's the position, and then shirt number. And shirt number, the variable shirt number. I think this is still incomplete. Yes, because I have to put down shirt number here as well. Shirt number. Okay, should we run this? Do we need count? No, we do not need count. Let's see if our program works. Let's run this program one line at a time so we can understand how this read file or this input command will going to work one line at a time. So I'm going to open this file. The name of the file is bridgetfootsall.txt. Okay, I think I have made a mistake naming the file somewhere. It cannot find the text file. Let me go and check. Control C and Control V. Let's see what happens. Okay, try number 2. Nahil, try number 2. Ta-da, file is opened. Probably name of the file weren't correct. So it will read the data from the very first line. What is the data on the very first line? It's Nahil. So this input or read file command will going to read the data Nahil into this variable. Okay. And it also had displayed Nahil in the same loop. Nahil in the same loop. I'm gonna use this read file command once again. Input means read file command. It will going to read the data from the second line. This data. Can you see that? Goalkeeper. And it will be displayed on the screen. Okay. And once we will going to read this data third time within the loop, you can see that shirt number, it's 1. And it's displayed like this. In second loop, in the second iteration of loop, it will going to read the data 3 times again. The point I just wanted to make, because sometime in actual exams or even in practical scenarios, we can simply see that the data is like stored in the form of chunks. It can be 3 lines, it can be 5 lines, it can be 2 lines, and so on. And it can be different type of data as well. So you should be able to know how many times you need to use this read file command. Make sense to some extent?